Hello cookies, it's Siri, I am back, and today I'm going to talk about gaming and looking for an internship. I asked my brothers a few days ago to help me redo and revamp my CV. I am studying to become a sustainability specialist, and I would actually like to become a sustainability strategist as my main specialty and focus. I passed all of my 7 modules that I am supposed to pass, and I got 6 A's and 1 B. The only reason I did not get an A is because I did a group work by myself, as in I was the only team member, so I could not receive an A even though my work was good. And to validate my degree, I need to do a practical internship. So basically, I already have the skills, I just have to put them into practice in a work environment and then make a project and write a thesis about it, and I graduate. My brothers gave me useful suggestions. One of them spent 1 hour with me on the phone. As my cousin would say, my CV was probably claqué au sol, which means my CV was just so ugly it looked like it fell face first into the ground and just blah, smacked the ground. My brothers were nice about it. They did not say it like that. They just said it was sad and boring and lacked colors. So my brothers gave me a lot of useful suggestions, but one that is leaving me questioning myself is whether I should still include gaming as one of my interests. I currently have fitness and weightlifting, cooking healthy organic food. I have volunteering as well because that's really important to me, and I used to have gaming, but a few interactions that I've had for the past 6 months have just left me questioning whether it's a good idea to put there. My interactions with people over the past 6 months have led me to wonder if we're still stuck in the old mentality that video games are immature and something one needs to grow out of. One of the reasons I did the group work alone is because I perceived my classmates as being hostile, and the few that I consider professional, kind, and team-worthy were already in teams. Most of my classmates are older than me. They are all between their late 30s and 60s, and I think 3 of them are younger than me, and we are around 25 in total. So if you look at the numbers, I am amongst the youngest in the class, even though I am already 31. For one of the group projects, I suggested working on sustainability linked to the video game industry. This was a vote, and my idea won the voting process. And it's during that group work that I realized that the idea that video games are mostly for children is still really prevalent in 2024. One of my group members kept on referring to her son, who is 6 or 8 years old. Whenever we talked about video games, she kept on referring to children and young players and the responsibility of games for young players, and because the players are so young and things like that. I would put here and there that, we already have made research about the video game industry. We're not just talking about the players, we're also talking about the developers, the studios, the companies that make physical games. We did the life cycle analysis of, for example, physical games and also digital games, etc. And there are people working there. It's not just that the video game industry is made of children playing magical games that appear out of nowhere. Adults have to actually create those games, and it's an industry with a lot of money and responsibility. And then cue snide comments and mentions of grandchildren from my other classmates and mentions of young players when they would talk about games, even when we met live in the classroom after I traveled to Stockholm for 18 hours by train. Sometimes you just know when people are being dismissive or they're thinking something that is not positive. And I also get the clear vibe that gaming is for children and immature adults. And this is only one of the reasons I prefer doing group work alone, if I could not be with open-minded people. Another interaction I had happened last week. There are a lot of dogs in the area where we live, and I happen to be friendly with most of the owners. One of them suggested walking our dogs together, and I agreed because Laika has a crush on his dog. She always prefers big, strong, handsome dogs. She clearly has a type. During the walk, we talked about our hobbies. I mentioned gaming, and he said that gaming is something that little kids do. He said that he used to game, but stopped after 10 years old because then it was time to grow up. He actually said that now that he's an adult, he thinks it's healthier and better for you to go out and actually touch grass. That turned me off, and I tried to defend games, saying that there are games for grown-ups with depth and interesting plots. I realized that I usually try to convince people that games aren't childish by bringing up my favorite gore, adult and smart ones, and I try to convince people that just because I am a woman, I don't just play cute, cutesy and cozy farming sims. And you know what? It's stupid, and I will stop doing that. The fact of the matter is, I do love violent and gore games like Vampyr or Flintlock Siege of Dawn. The fight scenes and the moment I win and kill an opponent are satisfying. But I also love cute games like Minami Lane, where I have to build colorful buildings, pick up trash, and create a beautiful and aesthetic street. I should not have to defend my hobby to narrow-minded people who lack people skills. I could probably find examples online of very adult and mature and successful people who play games, or facts that show that you can be mature and a gamer and so on, or even talk about my accomplishments. But I will not look up examples because a hobby is a hobby, and if people are going to judge how others have fun and wind down, then they are the problem. It's as rude as telling someone who knits or crochets that that's an old people's hobby, or telling an older person they cannot do sports anymore because they're too old. What people do with their free time is up to them, and fine as long as it is not affecting them or the people around them financially, physically, or emotionally in a negative way. My conclusion is that people who have a loud opinion about other people's hobbies should mature and grow up and show some emotional intelligence. It's normal to have opinions, and they might be negative, but if you have nothing nice to say, then you should not say anything. For example, I dislike climbing. I did it for months when I was dating a climber, and I hated every session. You will never find me on a climbing wall again if I can help it. When my friend's boyfriend mentioned he sometimes climbs, I asked him if he liked it and if he had grand plans, like places he wanted to conquer. His eyes were sparkling and he was excited and happy to talk about his hobby, just the same way as I was extremely excited yesterday talking about Flintlock Siege of Dawn and how the boom 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 pow 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 action combat is making me so hyped up, and it's so freaking fun. I play it on the Steam Deck. It could be much better, but I just do not care because I think so far it's probably my favorite game on the Steam Deck. I still don't know if I should keep gaming as an interest in my CV or if I should hide it. On one hand, I don't want to work for and with people who still have the mindset of boomer parents from the early 2000s and who will make sure people know of their disapproval or things that are not about them. On the other hand, I seriously need an internship, even if I have to endure a few months with people who forget to be open-minded on a daily basis.
But nurses are essential for modern healthcare.
Nuns should be the only women allowed to take care of male patients. It's obvious only they have the necessary moral fiber.
So Cookies, what do you think? Should I hide it? Should I mention it? My brothers say it's fine to write it down, and they actually have gaming on the CVs, and they both got super fancy, well-paid internships in nice companies in Switzerland. So if I just look at the example, it should be fine. So let me know, cookies, in the comment section down below. This is really a sincere question that I am asking you. I want to know if it's a good idea or not, because I have no idea. If you're a gamer and you love it, keep doing it. If you're a climber and love it, keep doing it. You will not see me on the wall, but I would be down there somewhere if your friends cheering on you with a "go climbing" sign. And I will see you, cookies, very, very soon. Bye!